So that was last week, about 2.5 minutes of chaos and panic. I'm sure for people in its path it felt much longer than that. It came from the ocean and was loud. So loud that the news reports are saying people heard it 10 minutes before seeing it come out of the water. Which makes sense, I guess, given how big the thing was. 125, 150 feet? When it came out of the water, it went straight towards the office buildings, crushing a 4-lane highway along the way. And just like that, like you saw in the beginning, it was over before it reached the people. Then the military came, took credit, and removed the remains of the monster, put it on a ship, and hid it somewhere. The media has been asking where the monster came from, and what that glowing UFO was, because no one really believed it was a military weapon. It had arms and legs. It was a glowing dude. They called it the Ghost Protector. Some reporter used it on a broadcast, and everyone's been using it since. Not the best name, but it could have been worse. It could have been the glowing dude. I guess you probably figured out by now that I'm that glowing dude, the UFO. No giant black eyes or big head, by the way. Brown eyes, regular size head. The papers all wanted interviews with their intrepid reporters. Probably want to ask me what planet I come from and what my weaknesses are, because I'd love to have that info out there. To have my friends and family hounded, and scientists poking at me, thinking of ways to poison me. There's nothing super about me, really, well, other than that one thing. I work in an office, doing spreadsheets. It's a boring 9-to-5 job, but it pays the bills. And to live in this city, in that apartment, I have a lot of bills. I can't say I haven't thought of doing more of that superhero stuff this past week. It was exhilarating. Flying through the air, through that monster. But here's the thing. I don't have supervision, I don't have super hearing, and I don't have a super trust fund. If someone was being mugged across the street, I wouldn't know what's happening, unless the mugger was a 100-foot-tall monster screaming its lungs out. I could buy a police radio scanner, but that's disposable income I can't spare right now. That would be my superhero name, by the way. Super Broke. If you think about it, it would make much more sense for me to be a villain than a superhero. But the guilt, man, that's one thing I do have. Super guilt.